Hey guys, welcome back to our urban homestead, and today is all about chickens. I hope the wind isn't too bad because it is windy. So I'm gonna let the girls out. Can you hear them griping? So our chickens free range from 2 p.m. until they go to bed for the night. I keep them locked up until 2 because by that time they're done laying. And if I just let them out in the morning, it would be like an Easter egg hunt all over our yard. Not only that, but we do have 4 dogs, so we kind of split yard time. So let's let these girls out. There's a ladder right here, and they all jump up. This is Debbie. She is my special needs chicken. I'm really not sure what is wrong with her, but she just, she either can't see fully or she's blind, and she's always had like this, see how she shakes her head? She doesn't, there's no mites, no lice or anything. It's been like that since day one. So this is Debbie. She's a real sweet girl. All right, let's talk about their run for a minute. So their run is 18 by 10. This was the first thing I built all by myself, so I'm pretty proud of it. It's not like the Taj Mahal or anything by any means, but yeah, gives them plenty of room to run during the times that they can't come outside. Now we're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of chickens, because chickens do 3 things. They eat a lot, they poop a lot, and they lay eggs. So I have not cleaned the coop for the day. I've got to find my little scraper thing. I'll be right back.
Oh, hi, fluffy cheeks.
I have no idea where my little 5-way scraper is for getting the poop off of this bar right here, so I'm just going to use my shovel. I told you, they poop a lot. I always find it so funny when people build like these elaborate, picture perfect, better home gardens, chicken coops, and I'm always like, yeah, I can't wait to see that in about a year. Because unless you're going in there and like spending 3 hours cleaning your coop, chickens are messy. A lot of people think that chickens stink. My chickens do not stink, and I think that's just from good animal husbandry. You have to make sure you're doing the things like to keep them clean. Obviously, this is not pristine by any stretch of the imagination, but it doesn't stink in here at all. Got the hiccups. So that is one misconception. My chickens sleep in here at night. This is just a 4x4x4x4 by 6, it was 6 feet tall, dog kennel. And I just have round poles in here. I've got 3, and they just jump up in there and cuddle up together and sleep at night. Once a week I come and I'm going to show you that here in a minute. I come and I rake all of this, turn it over. Once a month I will clean this out, go put it into my compost pile, and I sprinkle lime, barn lime or pro ag lime down, and that keeps it clean and fresh, doesn't stink. I could stand in there and the smell would not bother me because there is no smell. All right, I have to run up and get the lime because I totally forgot it, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the lime that I use. It's pro ag lime, it's agriculture lime. You can use just barn lime, but I like to use this because you can also use it in your garden, and I do. It is just really good for the soil, especially your tomatoes. Adds calcium, and in my opinion it keeps bugs away. So I am going to, what, Big Mama? It's not a treat. They think that this is a bowl of food. They're such heifers. They will eat anything. I'm gonna take my little rake and rake the bottom of this out. Maybe I can move you so you can maybe see, maybe not. I need to take this down. This was from last year. Someone said that if you hang those up, it keeps flies away. I do not find that to be the case. It just makes everything have a vanilla aroma. All right, I'm gonna get this. You want to just turn the soil and wood chips. That's what I have down in the whole run. All right, so it's all raked, and then I just sprinkle the lime with my hand. And that part's done. Like I said, I do what I'm doing right now once a week, which is turn that over, and then I rake the whole run, sprinkle lime down, wash their water bowls. I fill up their feed every couple days, and the nesting box. So when I first got chickens, I had nesting boxes for each one of them. I thought it was gonna be so cute to see them all in their little nesting box. Any of you that have ever had chickens, you know that they're gonna fight over the seams. You could have 40 nesting boxes. They're all gonna want to lay in one. I even tried like using milk crates for individual, no. So I was over it. They just kept like fighting over one. So I had an old dog house, like a plastic dog house. I have one side that I can take off just to collect eggs and clean this out once a week easier. So and now there can be 5 in there at a time, and it's just fine. And that's typically what they do. They take like egg laying shifts. And it's usually 5 of them at a time. So I use pine shavings for the nesting box. We'll talk about that in a minute. So I'm gonna go ahead and empty these wood shavings out into the run, put new in, and I'll be right back. All right, nice fresh shavings. This is how you get beautifully clean eggs. Like I said, once a week I replace it, but every day when I come out to collect, if I see like one of them poops in there, I just throw it out, and then I just fluff up the bedding, and you get beautiful clean eggs. What are you doing, ladies? Let's talk about what you should have on the outside of your run, because this is very, very, very important. This is 1/4 inch hardware cloth. It is metal and such a pain to work with, but it is very important because this is going to keep your chickens safe. Now, it's not completely, there's nothing, unless you have them in a steel coop, which I do not recommend, by the way, or concrete or something. Nothing is 100%, but this is as close to 100% as you can get. So I have hardware cloth, and I also have chicken wire on the inside. That's simply because I didn't take it down when I put this up. So, very important. And it's also dug down into the ground a foot, and then out 3 feet, and then covered back up. That way nothing can dig. We have 4 dogs, so we don't really have a problem with anything trying to get in. I did have a squirrel one time try to get in. That was a lot. Well, it did get in. That was a lot of fun, let me tell you. Me trying to chase a damn squirrel out. I was ready to make squirrel stew. I really was. But it finally got out. So, I just wanted to touch on that real quick. Once a week, I scrub out their water dishes with a scrubby. I have some Dawn soap on here. Scrub it out once a week. Others might or probably are going to say, well, you should do it every day. They get fresh, clean water every day. I scrub it once a week. You do you, and I'll do me. My chickens are all happy, healthy, and very well taken care of. Probably better than some people's children. So, I'm going to wash their waters out. Well, first I'm going to pull them out, and then we're going to talk about my Broody Jail and what that means. So this large dog crate is what I call Broody Jail. When your chicken is broody, they will just sit and sit and sit on eggs, and that's obviously how they hatch babies. We don't have a rooster anymore, so they're sitting on eggs that aren't going to hatch, and they will literally die trying to hatch eggs. So, and I don't want to hear anyone say how cruel or mean that is. It's not. I keep it in here in the run, right next to where all the other chickens sleep. There's food. I put food and water in there, and I keep them in there for 3 days. And after 3 days, I'll let her out. And if she still tries to go hatch, she's back in the box, until she stops. I have one hen that is broody crazy. Like, it's like honestly 5 times a year she's trying to hatch chicks. Now, before I called my roosters, you think she would go broody? No. Now that I called the roosters, she wants to hatch babies. It's not happening. So I'm gonna take this out. She just got out of Broody Jail a couple days ago. And she's back to being her mouthy little self. All right, so I'm gonna move this out. So I did have their feeders on cinder blocks, but instead of hanging them like I've done it for the past few years, but they're wasting a lot of food that way. And listen, with the price of feed, you're not wasting it. So it's gonna get hung back up. And yep, so I'm gonna move this out, move the blocks out, and then you'll get to enjoy watching me rake the whole run. Do it once a week. I forgot to mention, when it comes to the Broody Box, why I had it sitting up. This is important because you don't want the chicken to be able to bed down. So something with a wire bottom that is perched up, like I said, I have mine, or had mine, on cinder blocks. That way she can't lay down, and it gets airflow underneath of her bottom and helps it cool down. Some people like to dunk their chickens in ice water baths to cool their underside. I've done that. It doesn't work for me. In my opinion, the Broody Box is what works. It's tried and true for me, so that's what I do. If you have something different that works for you, great. Chicken keeping is not rocket science. It's actually very fun and easy to do, as long as you keep them clean, give them fresh food and water, and just have good animal husbandry. So I wanted to touch on that. All right, on to clean their water dishes and put them back in, fill up their feed, hang the feed, and that'll be it. It takes maybe 40 minutes total once a week, 5 minutes daily for checking their food and water. Some people will say don't keep feed in their coop. Well, my setup is a bit different. They sleep in one area and then they have their run. I leave my feed in the run. I don't have a problem with mice. What you choose to do is up to you. Figure out what works best for you. This works for us. And like I said, I have not had any problems. Another important thing I want to address, well, two actually. One is shoes. I have two, like one pair of sandals that I wear in the coop and, you know, in the backyard where the chickens are throughout the day. And then another pair of shoes that I only wear, you know, up here and when I go out. I think it's very important to have a separate pair of shoes for going into your coop. For biosecurity purposes, you don't want to introduce, like, especially with this avian flu going around, you don't want to step on, like, walking outside around your front yard or going to the store. You don't want to step on some bird poop and then they might be infected and bring that home to your flock. It's going to be very devastating. Yeah, my chickens are dual purpose. I raise them for eggs and for meat, but I also do greatly love my chickens. I hope that's not too windy. I dearly love my chickens. They are so fun. I'm gonna turn this way. Maybe that will break the window a bit better. They're so fun to just sit and watch, and each one of them, just like children and really all animals, have their own personality. So yeah, it would be devastating. So that's what I do. I think it's very important to have just a pair of shoes that you wear into your coop and around where your flock is. As soon as I hit the top stairs from the downstairs yard, those shoes come off and they stay. They don't even go up onto the deck. So, all right, I'm gonna get these waters cleaned, fill the food, hang the food, and I'll be back. All right, so they've got a nice clean run nesting box. Hi, Big Mama. Area to sleep, and that is what I do on a weekly. Not hard. Last, and I think probably number one thing on the list when you're dealing with care of your chickens, go wash your hands when you're done. And stop kissing your chickens, people. So I hope this video answered some of your questions. This was a video requested by one of the subscribers. So Melissa, I hope this helped you. If it did not, if there's any questions I did not answer for you, feel free to leave a comment below, or anyone else, if you have some good chicken keeping tips, leave a comment below. I'm sure I'm gonna get someone, because there's always one, saying, you're doing that wrong, or you're doing this wrong. It works for me. My chickens are very happy, healthy, and well taken care of. If you don't like it, that's fine. Bless your heart. And everyone, say hello to Big Mama. You have something to say? Yeah. They're very fun. All right, guys. Until next time, me and Big Mama saying goodbye.